Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well today. Yeah. It's a day into a new week. And yeah. Hope you're all doing well today. I myself, I've had a pretty good day. Like, not a crazy day by any stretch of imagination. No, I tend not to have particularly crazy days, but I've had a productive day. Because I've made a fair bit of progress on one of my personal projects. I'm out. Which, yeah, I'm really happy with how that one's going. Food cough, I think. It happens. That and I could do with drinking a bit more water. This evening. I nearly said afternoon. Well, I suppose for some use it probably is the afternoon. Because time zones are match. Speaking of which, not Sunday just gone, but Sunday before then, daylight savings ended. So the UK is out of EST and back into GMT. Yeah, we're weird. We have a entire time zone dedicated to daylight saving. But hey ho. We're also officially in like the lead up to Christmas now, because that starts the second Halloween ends, more or less. Well, there's a high chance of me going, I think they're setting off fireworks outside, because tomorrow is bonfire night. Which is where, well, people set off a ton of fireworks. I think I had a couple a second ago, actually, being set off. Yeah, and obviously some people can't celebrate on the day, so they have to do it like a day or two before, or a day or two after. Stuff like that. You know how it is with holidays and that. But I'm not going to any fireworks displays tomorrow though. Myself, cause I don't know, just don't like. I'll probably just be sitting me arse here, playing some video games and working on some pixel art, or working on stream overlay stuff. Anywho, I'm gonna boot up the game. We'll start booting up the game, which only takes about 5 seconds. Even on Switch, Warframe doesn't take that long to boot up, unless there's been an update on that, in which it does take a couple of minutes. Guess what the daily login bonus for Warframe I got today is? Resource drop chance booster. That's actually not that bad. Oh yeah, we're playing Warframe, by the way. If it wasn't obvious from that. But yeah. So we're gonna do a sort of usual grindy bits on that. Oh. But I've decided to kind of give it a bit of a new name. Rather than just calling it grinding, or grinding on this specific day or whatever, I'm just gonna call it bits and bobs grinding. Basically what I mean by that term is I want to grind in Warframe, but I have no idea what to grind in Warframe. So we're just going with random bits and bobs. Or what? Or odds and sods. But I don't think YouTube and Twitch like it when you put swear words in titles of live streams. So the clean name is Bits and Bobs. The other name is Odds and Sods Grinding. Oh yeah, I finally had a bit of luck with prime part farming. I finally got that last sodding part to make Nautilus Prime. So I've been messing about with that at the moment. And what do I want to do here? Can I just put... No, I do need a former. You know what? I'll form an Animal Instinct. That does remove duplex bond though. I kinda want in. I also could do throwing a few former into a vertiglass as well. Rule of thumb with galvanized mods on companion weapons, they only work if you're using the exact same galvanized mod. Well, if you're using the same galvanized mod on your weapon. So bear that one in mind. Yeah, I have a metric shite ton of fauna. I think what my plan with this is just to go ballistic on status. Yeah. Go a bit crazy with it. So I can go full priming mode with it. Yeah. Okay, let's see what stuff we can grind. Oh yeah, I forgot. The Archon hunt for this week involves a spy mission. Yeah, probably not a great idea. Cause... Fucker. I was about to say it's not a great idea. Then they drop the fact that... Yeah, no. You get a guaranteed Amber Archon shard out of it. Well, as long as I'm not the one doing the thing vaults, I'm good, cause I remember actually being kind of shit at the... Why do I have it on... Oh yeah, I had it on Steel Path, cause well, I was messing about in Steel Path. Uh, I'm hesitant about this, cause if anything like, sortie by missions, you can instantly fail the... Well, you do need all 3 volts, which is quite a bit of pressure. And plus, last I checked, I'm not good at the Jupiter ones.
We must understand Pazul to understand his Narmer. You know.
Yeah, we need all 3 volts.
Find what you can.
Oh, Matar. I am no mere cipher to be cracked. Come to me in humility. Abase yourself. And you, even you, will understand.
Oh damn, it's someone in... I already.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
Oh.
Tenno, be on the lookout for increased security measures.
I'm kind of gonna... out here a bit. Honestly, I wish there was a way to actually change the pre-existing, like, aspects of your predicite or bulk profile. Because I would love to be able to change Varen's tail to the squiggly mess of it, of tail. Sort of.
Tenno, I'm truly sorry for everything. I saw the truth far too late. She will never forgive me. But you will, won't you?
I know, someone's already in there. Oh yeah, Nautilus has a thing called Cordon. I'm gonna leave him to it. Again, I am not confident with Jupiter spy bolts. Like, at all.
The path to greatness is walked one step at a time.
So I'm just kind of here for moral support for this one.
Thank you. My brother is unwell. I will burn the
That's a
sickness
message.
out of him if I have to.
Because I hate the spy mission type with a fucking passion. And I'm not even kidding. Like, unless I get myself I follow with the infiltrate augment at some point, which hell I probably wouldn't even go for the prime for. Just because of how little I like spy missions. Yay. I'm gonna switch my weapon. Yeah, fuck it. I haven't brought out the kit gun in goddamn ages. And it's interception. Okay, what do I want to go with here? Trying to think. You know what? I barely use mag outside of the Technosite Coda fight. Because Nyx can cheese the Technosite Coda fight. Oh, Nyx is not tanky in the traditional sense. Might want
This tower
to
is ours
pop
now.
absorb now.
Tower captured. Beginning stream decode now. We have control of all 4 towers. The enemy have captured a tower.
Good to see that the kit gun still holds up pretty damn well.
We are
Here's
dominating.
against Corpus.
Keep it up.
Yeah, so Nyx's brand of staying alive is fuck you, I'm invincible. No. Go ahead. That should...
Tower lost. We have lost control of a tower.
Oh yeah, Nyx can just go straight up invincible. Or crowd control the shit, I would think, by inflicting an ungodly amount of radiation procs on everything.
The enemy have taken a tower. You must recapture it.
But yeah, brought Nyx along just to see how her brand of crowd control fares.
The enemy have taken a tower. You must recapture it.
Are you I'm grabbing? Because that's an Eximus unit. Wonder if I can get my hands on a Jade Eximus?
We have lost control of a tower. The enemy has all 4 towers. You must stop them. You have captured a radio tower.
Okay, so I'm guessing... That's the one I want.
Tower lost.
Yeah, because now it's using the Jade Light Xmas bit. Against, everything else. It seems like with sentience, mind control does not last that long. Oh, as long.
Message decoded. Leave none alive. Clear out the remaining enemy forces.
It seems like Nyx's brand of, crowd control might not be the best in the world. Oh yeah, and he can just make him explode. That.
And I beheld a great ram, and the horns of him were crowned with soul and with tow. And upon his tongue the Zariman flame, and the mighty demon of the void cowered before him, and he feared it not.
Okay.
We are broadcasting another message. Make sure the enemy never receives it. Tower online.
Okay, if I can get my hands on a decent Xmas unit. Ah, you'll do the trick. Basically something that can knock enemies down. I don't care about the J-Light Xmas units here, because I am literally invincible. I don't have long left on this one. Oh, time to find a new target.
The enemy have captured a tower.
As a god. As a J-Light Xmas, I'll grab you. Right, go do J-Light Xmas stuff. Go and kill! Oh wait, that's my guy. Ah, shit, that was a shot. That would have actually been pretty useful to grab.
We have lost control of the tower.
there's another Jade Light that's gonna support me. Nice, nice. Perfect. No, I'm grabbing you. Right, dude. Whatever the fuck you do, okay? Oh, got an organ cell out of that. Nice. I'm just fucking catching things like goddamn Pokemon.
We cannot allow the enemy to learn of our espionage. Eliminate the remaining enemy personnel.
Okay, that's that one done. Oh shit, yeah, I forget. I actually have Equilibrium on my necks. Just so I can stay in
All messages
the 4.
Pazul
Because
is
that's
not
how
merely
I'm...
insane, Tenno.
Well,
There's
how
another
I have
mind
my
at work within
invincibility.
him.
Just admit it, Natar. You're scared to face the possibility.
And I use the Assimilate Augment, which makes it so that Nyx can still move about and shoot and that sort of thing. Whereas normally with Absorb, she assumes a position or a saturation, then she lets out all accumulated damage in one big kaboom. And just kind of goes from there. What do I have this thing? Oh, I have it heat corrosive modded. There we go. Hmm. Cold, magnetic, and corrosive.
Upon the plains outside Cetus, you may derive sustenance from
Yeah, about it.
these termite droppings, which the Ostrons call Ito Da. You may also never form a consonant again, but at least you will not be dead. Ready for action.
Yeah, the reduction recovery time seems like that would definitely be useful. Okay, I'm ready to go. Cause yeah. So damage reduction is important in Warframe. Like as Well, it reduces the amount of damage you take. Why is the toy of me fucking up the good morning tweet I usually do, making rounds on Twitter right now? Hey, that's... You know where you have those times you're like, of all things, why did that tweet have to be one that makes the rounds? Having one of those kinds of days. But... Well, you remember the time where people thought that, replacing letters were numbers was like the cool thing to do and that sort of thing. And leet speak and crap like that. Now there's a goddamn blast from the past. Hiya, Novum. Hope you're doing well today. How are you? I'm doing good. Good hit. Thank you. Yeah, now something tells me I should have modded my gun the other way around. Rather than doing, gas and electricity, I should have gone, magnetic and toxin. That would have made more sense. Grinding? Yep. Yeah, we're just knocking out the,
You found her. Stay on the move. Those eyes can kill.
Arkham Quest for a week. Good explosive weapons are so damn fun with Mirage. Okay then. You know, I'm starting to notice of something that I could change me Mirage's setup. I could do with just adding a lot more duration. Especially for her 3. So that I can keep the damage reduction up a bit longer.
Fazul has barred the way to us heathens.
Okay.
But stolen Deacon Veils should allow you to deceive the barrier.
Yes, I'm taking the stairs. I was initially going to do the Archon quest for this, or Archon hunt for this week, because the first one was a spy mission. But then I saw the reward from it. It's actually an Amber Archon shard. Like, I didn't know you could get the secondary color ones. Oh, a bitch.
The Deacon is invulnerable. Take down his flock first, then
Oh.
him.
Okay, there. I forget that Archon hunts have the no 5 rule on. Huh. Damn, this one's good at void slings. Could never get the hang of those myself. But then again, I never really needed to, cause well, I simply got good with me bullet jumps and that. And my general Warframe parkour. But we also have to remember that I used to use Wukong 90% of the times. Oh, it does seem like that I just can't revive at all. That's a disappointment. Okay. Maybe not use Mirage for this. Cause, yeah, that setup does need, adjusting. Well, since I talked about monkey fuck, I might as well use monkey fuck. Yes, that's what I call Wukong sometimes. I don't bring this thing out too often, so... What stuff do I have on it? Ah, this is one where I get, damage... flat damage through, condition overload. Actually, what if we actually replace... One thing I am curious about. Yep, that does exactly how I think it does, and extends the range to nearly 5 meters. Now, where is pressure point?
When in Cetus, do not drink the kombucha.
There it
You
is.
are incapable
Flat
of
damage.
producing the hydraulic effort required to unstick your tongue from the roof of your mouth the following morning.
Uh, huh. Don't actually have any primary Exilus adapters. Okay.
All set. Serviced your weapons myself.
I'm trying to remember. Did I buy that in the end? Yeah, I think I did. Cause the current colder.
Who whispered dreams of dominion into Pazul's ear? Who keeps
Hang on, I was meant to wait till
delusions? The stench of Naira's venom is upon this, Tenno.
other people jumped in. Yeah, I'd never liked people wanting to actually initiate a quest. I'd rather join in on someone else's. Don't ask why I'm like this. I just kinda am. I suppose you kinda have to blame me habits for Monsigner for that one. Y'all know how much I just stuck to the SOS flare system.
Naira, could she somehow be responsible for what Era has become? A repayment for what he did to her? The serpent is old, Tenno, and full of secrets.
Okay. Round 2. Let's hope this actually goes better this time. You think melee in the Archon would be a good idea?
You found her. Stay on the move. Those eyes can kill. Deacon veils are holy regalia in Pazul's eyes. They will open this gate, even if their bearer
I
is
never
dead.
got how people are able to move that damn quick. I'm using Wukong for crying out loud. Like... seriously. Oh, God, it's this one. You know, you won't expect anyone hitting it with a stick. That is true.
beacon is invulnerable. Take down his flock first, then him.
Broadville ciphers do me head in. Oh, gotta kill its minions first. Okay. One beacon veil. Coming right up. Okay, I suppose the Titania probably explains it. Like, Titanias are very nippy warframes.
Fazul preaches of Tau, where once the great beasts held dominion. But none have seen Tau in centuries, nor heard it speak. Naira and her kin
Cause
were
what
doubly
Titania's 4 allows her to do, turn into a small pixie, but essentially uses Arcwing controls. Yep, no, I think the big stick actually did some work there.
You dealt with Archon Naira expertly, Tenno. Her kind
Cause,
may expect no
god
mercy,
damn, I
no protection.
forgot the last one was so that's what the forward block combo does with that much attack speed. Not bad for an infested scoot on a stick. With 60% electricity valence bonus. Oh, I already had an amp. Wait. Wouldn't you think the amber ones would be orange, not the yellow ones? Archon shards are bloody confusing things. Speaking of which, any Warframes I want to stick one onto? Because I have a couple at this point. Ooh, let's see if I have any duration ones that allow for extra Warframe ability duration. What subsumes do I have anyway? Not many. But then again, you don't particularly want to subsume anything onto... Nope, I do have... Yeah, I do actually have a good couple of Archon shards just built up. Okay, I have 3 of each normal one, and 3 Talforged for red and yellow, and 2 blue Talforged ones. Huh. Ooh. that one gives me some duration. So that's the one I want. That's nice. That means I'll get a bit of extra duration on Milavos. Nice. Nice. What else did I want to screw about with? Oh shit, yeah, like I said, yeah, I did get myself a colder base assist in the end. Cause it's in the current rotation, for cold weapons. And I hear it was actually pretty damn good. So, let us throw on a couple of things on. Here's exactly. I keep forgetting that I have Prime Point Blank. Now, it does have Valence Magnetic, and at a pretty low value as well. But the good thing about any of the Nemesis weapons, I think the game calls it, basically your Kuva variants of weapons for Kuva Liches, 10 weapons for Sisters of Parvos, or colder weapons for colder Technocyte. If you have two of the same
Sometimes Ordis likes to assume he knows nothing.
weapon,
Nobody can learn
and
what they think they already
the one you currently have built is the one with the lower value, or the element that you don't want. Well, you don't want. You can valence the other one. Well, you can merge the other one into it, and it will have the valence bonus of that. And yeah, it'll consume it'll consume version B, and version A now has the valence bonus that version B had. Alrighty. Speaking of which, I wouldn't mind doing a bit of. They'll do that. Yeah. Oh, come toy, what is it? I am putting myself through another spy mission today. So, arbitrations, Void Cascade. Rather not do a Void Cascade for an arbitration mission. So, I will level up the colder base assist, see if it's a weapon that I want to use. Then when it hits cause arbitrations cycle each hour, a new one pops up each hour, we'll quit, see what happens. Ooh, that's an odd looking projectile. cool. It's basically just a yeah, it's just an infested archiplasma, really. Just with a odd alt file with a mic thing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get to see how. Wait, was it range I needed then? Unless the range, actually... Unless the range, of Lavos' abilities are affected by... duration. Yeah, I honestly can't tell. If worse comes to worse, I can always take that Archon shard out. And that it seemingly, I don't think it will get rid of it. I think it might just retrieve it. What the actual range on it is.
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
It's a shotgun, so that's usually about like 20-ish
Continue to
meters.
defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
Fall off typically starts for shotguns, 15-20-ish meters. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, that seems very... Yeah, that seems more on the... Okay, I think max range is like 40-ish meters? Which, yeah, does seem in line with other shotguns for their sort of range. Or at least when the damage fall off range ends. Or when the range where the damage fall off ramps up completely. I can't remember exactly. Okay, so what the alt fire does is apparently shoot infested like mites into enemies that deal damage over time, but if they're vulnerable to a mercy kill or something like that, you'll zip straight to them and do the mercy kill, which does actually apparently trigger your powers on mods. Like that! Perfect timing. Not bad little shotgun this. I guess this is the second weapon that infested weapon in the shotgun category I've really gelled with. That and the Bubonico, but that's mainly because I have a ribbon for the Bubonico.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now?
Yeah, this thing feels pretty solid. Like I said, it reminds me quite heavily of the Archoplasmal. I think there's actually a Sisters of Parvos version of the Archoplasmal actually. Yeah, that's a wide ass projectile. Oh wow, that might actually does a fair chunk of damage. I wonder, does it do it over off of percentage health? Even works on Eximus units apparently. Yeah, not a bad little gun this. Not bad for a mutated late 90s stereo. Huh. And the fact that if it infects all enemies in a certain AoE. But these are on star chart level enemies. But I can definitely see this being a solid gun from my shotgun collection. Granted, I don't think it'll quite out DPS Makuva Heck, because it would be a bit surprising if it did, considering how many fucking pellets that thing fires with all the multi-shot mods that I have jammed into that damn thing. Still damn solid. Is it more useful right now? To be fair, with this or Bakuva Heck, you could go either or. Like, they're both good in their own right. It's just whatever your preference takes you.
To leave now or continue fighting. That's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go home.
And I suppose the differences between the coder base assist and the Archiplasmal or Tenant Archiplasmal, what one you choose may depend on what you just prefer. Because ignore the valence bonus for a second. This seems like the two intrinsic elements you got on it, blast and radiation. Can I see what the Archiplasmal... Yes, you can. Yeah, the Archiplasmal does pure radiation. It has quite a bit of fall off though. Yeah.
Operator, the sentients are not laughing at my jokes. Did they adapt to my humor?
Yeah, it has more base damage, I guess. No, it actually has less base damage. I know, in this instance, you might actually be better off with the Archiplat, not with the coder base assist. Because even with the crit stats, the Archiplasmal just seemingly has it flipped. Granted, this is the base Archiplasmal. I think a better comparison would probably be the Tenant Archiplasmal, which might have better, like, crit stats. I think if we go into the codex, we might be able to see. Verse weapon. And if I search up Tenant. Yes, we can. We can actually see what it has. Yeah. Okay, from what it seems like, what the coder base assist has over the Tenant Archiplasmal is, I think, a better reload. More longer distance before damage fall off kicks in. Damage is about same, but this one's stats are slightly more skewed towards a hybrid setup, hybrid crit stat setup, whilst the coder base assist has a bit less crit chance and a bit more status chance. From what it seems like. Yeah, if you want to kind of see what weapon types you want to poach for, looking into the codex is never a bad option. It'll show you all the stats and stuff. To find it, you go into this part of your orbiter, go to this bit, the codex, go to the universe tab, and go down to weapons. It will show you all the ones you've sort of got mastered and that sort of thing. And just all of them in general. So if you're on the fence about going for something, look it up in here, see if the stats and description take your fancy, then go from there. And such. Hell, if you're getting into the Nemesis system, I think the technical term for it is the adversary system. That's Kuvalich's, Sisters of Parvos, and Technocyte Coda. Yeah, it can kind of help you figure out, hey, what one do I want to go for? Let's say I want to upgrade from my Kuva Ianga to the Kuva Grattler. Let's see what the Kuva Grattler has and go from there. Right deal. I don't have a moment, but just an example. Speaking of which, what does this shit do have? Yeah, if I ever got this, I would be building it for hybrid, because it has decent amount status, good crit at 25%, and about average crit damage multiplier. That's kind of three main things you look at with a weapon to see how you want to go about building it. And you also see, also take a look at what damage types are innate to it. Like, for instance, with this weapon, it has pure heat damage. Yeah, I am kind of going for Warframe guide person at the moment, aren't I? Well, to be fair, that's one of the things about Warframe. If there's one thing, well, if there's two things you're gonna find out very quickly about Warframe, one, just how grindy it is, and two, just how great the community is. There are so many content creators making so many guides. And hell, just players in general will just lend you a hand. And such. And with crossplay, if you have a mate that's, well, if you want to start playing on PC, but you have a mate who's on PS5, you can still play with them. Because, well, the Marvel crossplay. And such. Yeah. Also, back to the weapon thing. If I have alternate attacks or something like that, well, it's worth looking through those stats as well. From what I know about the Shadow, this is technically an explosive weapon. So this bit relates to the direct damage. If it basically, when the projectile itself hits something, the impact damage, the radial attack is the actual explosion. So it does heat on the initial impact, but the actual explosion does electricity. And I'll probably say this, with explosive weapons, you're more or less building for the explosion. And such. Though I would not recommend trying to shoot for the Shadow as a new player, cause it is locked behind railjack. Like, which means, well, you're going to need a railjack. And a half decent one at that. But the good thing about Warframe, they have weapons to suit just about every playstyle. Like, again, you like explosive weapons? You can, early on, you can shoot for stuff like the Tonkor. That's not a bad, grit-based grenade launcher to begin with. And then once you get into the Nemesis system, you can upgrade to the Kuba Tonkor, which has more crit. And such. Oh. Actually. Deadlock Protocol technically. I can't remember what the requirements for Deadlock Protocol is. I think it's, I can't remember if you need to do New War first, but it's definitely a Warframe quest I would recommend doing. Not so much for the Warframe you get out of it, because Warframe you get out of it, you get blueprints for, well, you get main blueprint for Protea. But no, you get a weapon out of it. That is actually really good. That being, believe it or not, if you've been around on the streams, you might recognize it. Weapon you get out of Deadlock Protocol is actually the Zorus. Yeah, the Glaver I've been using to just nuke half a tile set. Yeah, glaives are, well, some glaives are pretty powerful. Once you get to arcanes, they can become ridiculous. Mainly glaives with innate electricity on it. Do I have a melee arcane adapter? No, I do not. That's because of a melee arcane called Arcane Influence. Hold on, let me run back to the codex to explain what that does. Melee influence, melee. Aha! Melee influence. Or melee electricity status. 20% chance for elemental melee status effects to apply to enemies within 10 meters for 3 seconds. At the unranked 1. Or, the rank 5 one makes it so it's it applies to enemies within 20 meters for 18 seconds. Apparently, this thing's kinda broken. So, yeah. I kinda wanna get into, Thing Arcanes anyway. 'Cause... well, that'll help you out quite substantially in Steel Path. Especially ones like Primary Merciless and that sort of thing, which ramps up your damage. What did I want to do now?
Excellent armaments, operator. Please return.
Covered in blood.
Okay, I definitely want to make this a weapon that I... oh yeah. So, another thing with the adversary weapons. In order to A, get all the full mastery rank out of it, and B, to do the valence fusion, you need to, oh no wait, that's valence override, that's just to change, the elemental damage. Valence fusion doesn't need, max level. But yeah, typically weapons level up from unranked to level 30. Same with Warframes, companions, etc, etc. Adversary weapons are different. They can actually go up to rank 40. But, in order to do so, you need to formula it 5 times. And each time you do formula it, you can go up 2 ranks, which means 2 extra points. Well, 2 extra mod capacity, or 4 extra mod capacity if you plug in an Orcan Catalyst. Like I just did there. But, well, the main, point of it is to add extra polarities to a weapon. Like there. And if you match a mod polarity with the with the polarity in that particular slot, it halves the mod cost of that particular mod. So, and yeah, so people don't typically formula stuff 5 times. So yeah, only really do that for adversary weapons if you're planning to get all the mastery out of it, or you want to use an elemental vice on it to change the element. But you could also just either farm up a weapon of other weapon that type and just hope it has a higher valence what's it. Luckily you can check what valence bonus you actually got on that weapon before you actually kill the Kuvalich or Sister of Parvos. And Eleanor's and for Coda weapons, you actually just get life heart cells from Technocyte Coda, and the actual Coda weapons themselves you get from Eleanor. Which is also where you can get the He's also a vendor for the Warframe 999 Arcanes too. Yeah. Speaking of Warframe 999. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was with melee weapons. What's this one? Abilities. That one is just Xmas units. Yeah, we could knock a couple of those out.
This thing literally.
Okay, I am going to look something up first, though. Because I want to look up what actually scales his ability. Scale. Uh, Actually, you know what way I could actually see how Lavos's abilities actually scale? Actually go into the upgrade thing. Okay. That's range in 9.6. That's still 9.6. It's 40. So that's also 40. Okay, I was wrong. Like, I think these actually scale off of range. In that case, take off range mod and we'll see. Yup, that dips back down. Okay. Huh. And I would need to... Yeah, I'd need to, Huh. This means I'm gonna need to attempt, some bloody... corrupted, thing farming. I'll put the Golden Basis away for now. And... you know what, all all this talk of the Toncore makes me want to grab out the Toncore for a bit. But I do want me to kill via melee. Well, a couple of things by melee. So, I'm getting this thing back out, because... yeah. I definitely need to screw about a bit more with this thing. Because it's not quite at the level I need it to be, but I think the issue might just simply be with Steel Path, I need to prime stuff a bit better. But, well, that's what your companion's for, ain't it? And I definitely got a couple of things that can prime it. This thing that I have modded for magnetic, cold, and corrosive. That's... they also want you to kill via abilities, too. You know what? I rarely bring out my, Excalibur Umbra. Hunter Adrenaline I'm gonna ditch in favor of Adaptation. Wait, I don't have the Excellent slot, unlocked on the Umbra? Okay, bit random. But I don't need it right this sec. I'll probably plop a former in there at some point and add something useful. What do I have on his... why the fuck do I have his Exalted Blade modded for Blast? Wait, you can stick an arcane adapter into an... an exalted weapon? Exalted weapons are weapons that are tied specifically to a Warframe's abilities. Ooh, better idea. Yeah, I'll just stick... yeah, I don't use, combo thing mods on this, cause I don't see much need to, and... you're probably going to just keep the sacrificial mods on it, cause they are made for Umbra, after all. Okay, I have the electric mod somewhere, so I'll use the unranked version of that for now, because this needs a former. There it is, Voltic Strike. Hang on, how did that happen? I'm an idiot. Please tell me I have a... yep, I have an unranked one of those. That means there's magnetic and corrosive on there. Alright. That should do the trick. Would that count as both melee and, what's it? And ability? I think it would more count as ability. But yeah. Alright, this should be a good,
Select destination.
test hit for
Plotting route.
melees. Well, I can imagine adaptation on... Yep, time for more violence. See what, things we... Yeah, that'll do. Cause, 100 to 10 is like starting,
There's a
still
third
path
one.
levels.
Cauldron, those civvies are trapped here, and they're still starting a purge. We gotta stop them. Dead. Every last
Eee.
one.
Right. Firstly, we get the melee kills, and then we see how everything else goes. And we immediately go into the tech drop bit. Okay, what the fuck happened there? Okay. Adaptation can take some time to wind up.
Just pinged one of Skaldra's secret stashes. Use the Fervon charges to melt the locks and get inside. But I gotta tell you, they will not be happy about it if you do.
There we go. Right.
Ultra on high alert! Your window of opportunity to get into the cache is closing! Find the Fervon charges.
No, seriously, where the fuck am I going? Oh, no, wait. Now I know. Now I know. I better hustle out. that was easy. Right, back to violence.
Looted the clubhouse. Guess what? Their heaviest hitters are now on the way.
Oh damn! Oh damn! That actually just okay. That just kind of. You can say that again, Quincy. Yep, no. Apart from the slight issue of getting one shot by high damage attacks. I think this one might not be a bad play. Plus, once adaptation does ramp up, that is 90% damage reduction for that particular element. Plus, this thing goes through shields.
As you prepare to descend from on high, take a moment to read the prayer to soul, which you can of course find on your credo card. We are not dying in a state of sin today.
There's barely any Techrot in the area. This is purely a civilian purge. Clearing out locals so the Skuldra loyal can move in? Hate Skuldra.
Ow. Yeah, no, condition overload, seems to be working wonders here. Plus, where I'm constantly expending energy to pop it, it'll keep popping duplex bonds. So I'd have duplicate Nautiluses running around. You know what I find funny about Nautilus as a Sentinel? You know what game mode Nautilus was initially designed to be used in? Railjack. Because it has two precepts with it. Cordon which is basically a grouping ability, and I can't remember the name of the other one, but it essentially gives the Sentinel the ability to seal up hull breaches and that sort of thing. Basically stuff you would need your Omni tool for in your Railjack, which is essentially a ship essentially. Yeah, Railjack is spaceship combat, pretty much. But yeah, but cause of both Cordon preset mod and the Ferglass, the weapon it comes with, it's just a bloody good companion in general, and it got 10 times better once they introduced the Prime. Because A, it's easier to get. Sometimes Prime weapons and Warframes are easier to get than the base version. I gotta check what mods I actually... No, wait, I'm not actually using Chromatic Blade on Umbra. Wait, I got off topic for a sec. Yeah, sometimes Prime weapons on Warframes are just easier to get than their base versions. Because with a lot of Warframes, you have to do their Warframe quest in order to get the main blueprint. And that can be annoying for some Warframes. For examples I can think of the top of my head that are annoying to get, base versions of Nidus and Titania. Both of which are way easier to get. They're primes off.
That's the last of them.
Because you just need to open
Time to come home.
relics for. Damn. Oh, it does just completely shred even Xmas units. Ooh, chunk of endo. Happy with that? But yeah. Some primes are just easy to get. Okay, I need to check. Did that actually count or not? No, it didn't. Well, the ability kills didn't actually count yet because, well, I needed to claim reward. Now they're gonna start counting. Yeah, I think we'll do this objective because one, we can get some Voss for. Oh, people also say that resource drop chance boosters are also good, but with resource drops, I would rather prefer to get the one that doubles the resources you drop. That rather than increasing the rate at which they drop, I'd rather get the one where it doubles what drops. Granted, that's probably not as useful nowadays because we literally have a companion mod that gives a chance to double resources you pick up. What's the first one? Yeah. Kind of ironic that the week where the objectives are actually, well, set those two. Yeah. Ironic that the week where most of the POM 2 objectives are easy is a week where boards do not include arcane adapters or Archon shards. I think we'll tackle this one. Now that we know that now that we know that our Excalibur Umbra setup turns either level 100 Scoldra enemies into fucking Swiss cheese, Let's see how much it turns them into Swiss cheese. Also, I don't know why Umbra's scarf goes like this when on an atomocycle.
Anything that moves, infested in civilians alike. How's about we return the favor? I'm talking total wipeout.
Good thing Kuvatonko seems to work well against Scourge of this level. Granted, this isn't completely accurate to what you would encounter in Steel Path. Because Steel Path, there's another little stipulation. The Steel Path modifier. What I mean by that is...
Just ping one of Scaldra's secret stashes. Use the Fervon charges to melt the locks and get inside.
Steel
But I gotta
Path
tell you,
enemies
they will not be happy about it if you do.
actually have a damage reduction applied to them, so they take less damage. And I think they have like double their health or something? Or just more health.
You don't crack that cache soon, it's gonna deadlock permanently. Clock
So
ticking.
they're gonna
Look
be
for Fervon charges.
harder to take down. That's why you need, well, a bit more clout in your gun. Or ways to strip their enemy defenses. Hence the term, well, and in terms of stripping defenses, there's a couple of ways to do that. One of which, Warframe abilities. Mag, her two, not her. Free can strip shields and armor as a way to do it.
To the victor! The spoils. And big
You
stream
also
of
have stripping through
Insist on refusing
ow,
your medicine.
bitch.
Has it escaped you that I command a literal army? Starfall! Paratroopers, engage.
There's barely any tech cloud in the area.
You also have statuses,
Clearing out local
magnetic
loyal
for
from the
shields and corrosive for armor.
hate
Well,
Scaldra.
heat can also strip armor, but unlike corrosive, which can strip 80% of a enemy's armor, heat can only do about 50%. Armor's gonna be your biggest sticking point out of the two, because shields can actually be bypassed with toxin damage, which is one of the base 4 elements.
troops of them. Shall I write it on your hand? Represent.
Because, well, drops in damage, bypasses, shields entirely. Also, certain other things that can strip enemy defenses, like the aura protection, which at max rank makes it so that enemies just have 18% less armor. Also, with the way armor and shields work, shields I think have a flat 50% damage reduction. Armor, it depends on how much armor it is. I can't remember if it's percentage or a flat subtraction or flat number that gets subtracted from the attack value or something like that, like it is in something like Arknights.
Right there in front of your gawking moon cheese of a face. Shoot them.
Yeah, that's one of the issues with adaptations.
Dead.
Like I said, you need that shit to ramp up. So you're still not prone to... Well, you're still not immune to getting one shot. That's why, in terms of damage reductions, Warframes that have abilities that have attack, well, damage reduction in their kits don't have to worry as much.
That's the last of them. Time to
Good example would be Nova. I've just realized I've just gone into full numbers yap mode. Sorry about that. Got kinda carried away. But I suppose that's what happens when you've been playing a game for an ungodly amount of years. You tend to get yourself lost in it.
Don't stop. It's time for Nora to say goodnight.
But yeah, I've forgotten what I was saying. Saying that. Oh yeah, and defense reduction. Yeah. If you have Warframes that have 9% defense reduction in their kit, you don't really need to bother with adaptation. Like, hell, Caliban's passive is literally just a lesser version of adaptation, but it only goes up to 50% rather than the 90%
We gotta stop them.
adaptation can get up to.
Every last one.
Represent.
What other ways you can keep yourself alive? Shields and shield gating. There's a topic. So when your shields, the blue bit of your health bar is depleted, you'll be invulnerable for like half a second. If you replenish your shields during that time, you can make it so you're constantly in that half-second window. Oh yeah, and shields, like I said, shields will have flat, will take 50% less damage from
They will not be happy about it if you do.
effing in general, but it's still worth, well, if I remember, I might not be remembering that correctly if I'm honest, but it's still worth running adaptation on shield tank frames. Good examples of shield tank frames: Mag, Caravan, Children's the big one for it.
Opportunity to get into the cache is closing. Find a fervent charges.
For frames that have damage reduction baked into their kit, like I said, I mentioned Caliban and his passive. Nova has it in her one. Let's see. Mirage has it in her 3, her Eclipse ability. And those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head in terms of that. Let's see. There are other types of tanking. 2. What the fuck is this other... Well, guess I'm not getting that. Dang it.
What? Oh man! Thought for sure you.
I think that's the first one I've ever failed. Oh well. Yeah. Other types of tanking. Health tanking. This relies on health and armor stat. The higher your health, the higher your health. The higher your armor, the less damage you take to your health. Best examples of health tank frames, Nidus and Arrows. They don't have shields, so health tanking is all they got. There's usually some form of health regen involved too. Which, yeah, both have in their kit. You also got Overguard. Is it kind of like Overshield? Except whereas Overshield, well, is just more shield, Overguard goes over with both of them. And they'll deplete before your health and or shields do. Toxin can't go through it either. Best example of Overguard frames? Dante Rhino. Dante, because that's where they introduced the mechanic to, with, and Dante, no, and Rhino is an old frame that they just rejigged how his iron skin worked. So it just grants Rhino Overguard. Then there's the fuck you, I'm completely invincible frames. I was using one of those earlier, actually. Yeah, they're basically ones that can render themselves completely immortal. Nyx with the Augment 4 is a good example of it. Revenant is the best example of it with his Mesper skin ability. That's the only two I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah, that's a good thing about our streams. You'll end up learning quite a bit about whatever game I'm playing. Whether I mean to go on about go on and ramble about it or not. Because I just do this shit instinctively because I hyperfixate. Because hyperfixation is quite a thing. Yeah. If there's any other, like... If I'm playing a game and, you're curious about something in it, don't be afraid to ask, because... I will most likely be able to answer that for you. Because again, I just know way too much about video games. Not all video games, though. I do have my blind spots. Like, I couldn't tell you jack shit about Call of Duty. No, seriously, I literally do not know much about Call of Duty.
That's the last of them.
There we go.
Time to go home.
I also tend to be a bit of a law nut about certain game franchises too. Yeah, I watch a lot of video game videos on YouTube and the like, so I just naturally absorb a lot of information from that. Anywho, let's claim our awards. the phosphor cache. And which of these? Oh yeah, choose a hexaveride active during Ovania missions for the rest of the calendar year. So basically any Warframe 999 missions, you can get an extra little bonus for the quote-unquote calendar year, which in real-world terms is about a month, with each week representing being a different season in 999. For wonders of time travel and time loops. No, that's not a bad one. Okay. But yeah, I wasn't expecting Excalibur to do as well there.
And is therefore reluctant to allow animals on board. In Ordis's experience, animals do not eat so much as reload.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna have to in my own time of that, give Excalibur a thorough shake through Steel Path, a Steel Path mission or two. See if he does well there. Also, yep, I definitely wasn't using Chromatic Blade, which is a augment for Caliban. No, Caliban? Excalibur. I think I have somewhere. I might not actually. I thought I did. Bear with me now. It's in the code. You can look it up in the codex. Augment. And it even tells you where you can get it. Like for instance, this Nidus augment, you can get it from Steel Meridian or Parent Sequence. Aha! Chromatic Blade. The Exiled Blade's damage type changes depending on Excalibur's missive color, and status chances increase by 100%. Wait, that actually increases. That actually doubles the status chance? Well, gives you 100. Okay. Huh. That's not a bad one. But yeah, this is always a good one to go for. Oh shit, yeah, that's another ability that can actually strip armor. Nyx's 2 pacifying bolts. That can actually strip armor. But I don't think it's the best armor strip ability in the world. Yeah, anything you want to see. Oh, I want to see where I can get this mod from. It'll tell you where you can get it from, and also if it's dropped from an enemy, what enemy drops it. Stuff like that. Even tells you, hey, what a particular enemy type is weak to or resistant to. But you can always check it from the modding screen too. Like so. Oh, it also even tells you the styles effect associated with that damage type. Okay, didn't know it did that. That's damn useful. Damn useful indeed. That's a great thing about Warframe. Either
Excellent armaments. Please return.
the game has the info in it, or the community will pitch in with extra info or to help explain it. Yeah. So I went off on a about an half-hour ramble about various mechanics in Warframe. Can you tell this is one of my hyperfixations at the moment? Or in general? Seriously though, Warframe is a sodding amazing game. And the best part of it, it's free. Has crossplay and is on literally everything now. Because there's even a mobile version. There's a Switch version, which is what, well, as y'all know, I used to play Warframe on the Switch version before deciding to move it to my PS5. And speaking of which, it is interesting. Oh yeah, no doubt. Like, it'll there's something for everyone. You got your story and lore for the lore people, your power fantasy stuff for the power fantasy people, and you have your with some nice good tight controls, and you have your buildcraft ding pit for your buildcrafty people. But for me, too grindy, I don't have much free time. That is fair. That is fair. That is the only issue with Warframe. It can be kinda grindy. It's also the sort of game that you can just plug away at over, like, here and there over time. But yeah, fair enough. Not everyone has... Well, not everyone has a massive amount of free time. One of the weird perks of being unemployed, I guess, is that I have way too much damn time on my hands. That I make sure to deal with productive stuff like working on working on projects for portfolios and for my portfolio and job hunting and that. You know, shit like that. I forget, the white glowy parts on this melee are very glowy. Because that's a sentence. Warframe also has some quite crazy amount of fashion frame too. I'm not kidding. Like, you got alternate helmets. You can customize colors. You even got like deluxe skins. Actually, this isn't a deluxe skin, I believe. This is actually a 10 gen skin. What is a deluxe skin? Oh yeah, I think Nidus is one I have the deluxe skin for. I think the one I have on my Mirage Prime is actually a 10 gen skin. These are skins or cosmetics, that are created by the community. Yeah, Warframes are very community orientated. Like I said, amazing community. Need help? Don't be afraid to ask, cause you'll probably have about 5 different veterans that'll wanna jump in to help you. But anywho, I'm gonna put a pin in the game there for today, before I go on another half-hour ramble about how amazing this game is. I swear I am not a walking advertisement for Warframe. I just love this game for bits. Anywho, let us come back here for a little bit. Yeah, I think we got a good bit of grinding here and there. Found out that duration doesn't actually affect Lavos' 3 and 4 abilities, even though it feels like it looks duration based, much like Mag's 3 or Nova's 4. But hey ho, I'll have to unplug that what's it shard off of them then, because I don't think it had an option to increase range, only ability strength and duration. I don't know if that technically means when you remove it, it just destroys the Archon shard, or you just get it back. Well, you just get it back. And I'll find out later. I'll find out another day. Yeah. Anywho, put the Warframe talk aside for today, because frankly I've yapped about it enough. But yeah. See you next time. Yep. See you next time, Novum. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And thank you for finding the time to pop in and hang out for a bit. Oh. Yeah, that's one thing I'm surprised I didn't hear more of during the stream. You know how I mentioned earlier that tomorrow is bonfire night over here in the UK? And how some people do like to have theirs a day or two before. Apart from a couple I heard towards the beginning of the stream, yeah, just kind of total silence. Which kind of surprises me. Well, I suppose you're not going to hear many before bonfire night. Bonfire night isn't like the 4th of July celebrations in like America or something like that. Which that's to do with independence and that. To do with like the American Civil War or something like that. Or was it independence from the British? I can't remember exactly. It's not something I really look into. Bonfire night, or Guy Fawkes night, is us commemorating the time Guy Fawkes tried to blow up Parliament. I'm not kidding. Like, bit of a weird one. Even for us Brits. But I think UK should have an Independence Day from the British. Yeah. That sometimes feel like it. Yeah. Does feel like it sometimes. We're not exactly the best run country in the world. Well, countries, cause oh, this is likely common knowledge, but UK is actually made up of multiple countries. 4 to be exact. England, which, yeah, I live because I'm English. Scotland, Wales, and is Northern Ireland considered part of the UK? Let me check. Northern Ireland, part of the UK. Yes, it is considered part of the UK. Northern Ireland is part of the UK, but it's not part of Great Britain. Great Britain is literally just England, Scotland, and Wales, the actual island itself. The United Kingdom is those three countries plus Northern Ireland. Ireland split into two parts. Northern Ireland, which, like I said, is part of the UK, and the Republic of Ireland, which isn't. That's why with sports things, you'll sometimes see well, in stuff like the Olympics, you'll see United Kingdom, and you also see Ireland. I believe I know geography really well. That's good. I myself, not so much. I couldn't pick out countries on a map to save me life, apart from the really obvious ones. Like, I couldn't tell you the US states. Wacko Warner would be disappointed in me. I was saying about I never actually watched Animaniacs as a kid. Was too young. Well, was before my time. Yeah, geography's not my strong suit. I know the difference between British Islands, Great Britain, and UK. Fair, because you do also have like places like the Falklands and that, which are technically come under us. I don't know. Falklands is an odd case. Glad to see that we do have a geography master in the Sprixels, because I'm kind of shit at it. I'm barely good at video game geography. You know how often I end up having to check maps in video games? You forgot about Isle of Man, Jersey, and Guernsey. Oh yeah, I know about Isle of Man. Didn't know about Jersey and Guernsey. I've heard the name Guernsey before though. Yeah, I keep forgetting that you have Jersey, because in America you have New Jersey. Much like you do New York. Yeah, York is an actual place here in the UK. I couldn't tell you where it was to save my life, but it's a thing we have. Yeah, my brain's gone blank on geography stuff. Again, not my strong subject. Then again, neither is real world history, if I'm honest. I know bits and pieces, but I probably couldn't do like a full-on lecture on it, like I could video game history. Yeah. hell, I could. Hell, with places like Japan, I'd probably know way more about the culture than I do the geography. Well, part of that is because I'm utterly fascinated by Japanese culture, but that's a different kettle of fish entirely. Well, I suppose that's one of the places I always want to go. Like, it's going to Japan is on my bucket list. Just cause I find it fascinating as a country. Between the culture, the history, their myths and legends are utterly fascinating. But I suppose that's what happens when you watch Gaijin Goober's videos. You gain an appreciation for various cultures. And learn just how much Japanese culture gets intertwined with video games. Or how much culture and myth and legends get interwoven with video games anyway. And now my brain is reminded of a interesting little bit of trivia to do with Kid Icarus Uprising, believe it or not. That has to do with languages. So bear with me here, because it'll make sense in a second. So in Kid Icarus Uprising, the main character is called Pit. Part way through, well, pretty early on actually, I think like chapter 5 early on, Pit accidentally has a clone himself made by the Mirror of Truth called Dark Pit. And in chapter 6, the goddess Pit works for, Palutena, comes up with a nickname for Dark Pit, Pitu. And that joke and nickname works a lot more better when you know that that's actually what Pit translates. Well, what Pit's name actually is in Japanese. Pit's name in Japanese is actually Pitu. Though Palutena explains it as, oh, Pit 2, as in Pit 2. Like, he's the second Pit. And that technically makes Dark Pit's name in Japanese name Kuro Pitu, because Kuro is the word used for black or dark in Japanese. Much like Shiro is used for white and light. Yeah, I know little bits of Japanese here and there. I know what certain things mean, but I couldn't ever have a full-on conversation, well, full-on sentence in Japanese. Because, yeah. I don't know Japanese. Yeah. That's also another thing on my bucket list. To actually learn Japanese. So I can one day go to Japan. Plus, something tells me it would be a useful language to have under me non-existent belt. But hey ho. Oh, that reminds me of like all sorts of clever little references and puns in the names of and nicknames of video game characters. Like all the clever little ones in Platoon. And like how a lot of the enemies in Dragon Quest games, their names are just puns or something. Like Cumber, and it's a cucumber looking thing with arms and legs. Dragon Quest is a peculiar series, but hey, something that comes out of the mind of Akira Toriyama is gonna be bit more fantastical and amazing in nature. Anywho, my brain's running a bit blank on other conversation topics. So, might as well have a go through of a schedule for the week. Find it first. Yep, found it. Good. We did our bits and bobs grinding. We did some bits and bobs grinding in Warframe. And yeah, I'm gonna stick to that term. That's essentially gonna be our term now for grinding streams that have no real specific goal to it. Like, it's not a targeted grind. Yeah, we did that today. Friday we're going to be continuing on with our Age of Calamity playthrough. I have actually, since the last one, dug out my old 3DS to play a smidge of Hyrule Warriors Legends, the 3DS version of the first Hyrule Warriors, just to see how, just for comparison's sake, that and to, fair enough, that and to see if my old 3DS still works. And yes it does. I've had that thing since 2011, by the way. Nearly 14 years. Damn. Yeah, I always Legends plays a lot differently. For one, the control scheme's kinda weird. It makes you choose. I'm getting off topic. That's the schedule. Yeah, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity on Friday, and on Saturday you have the next festival for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And I figured, why not? Why not, grind out a bit of that. And the new character this time is Ichiban from the Like a Dragon series. No, I have not played a single Yakuza or Like a Dragon game. Not quite my kind of thing. But despite that, I like Ichiban as a character. He's a bit of an utter goofball, but it just kind of works for that universe for some reason. Considering some of the weirder stuff that happens in the Yakuza and Like a Dragon games. An oddball like him fits right in. Yeah, that's the schedule for this week. Yeah. Trying to think what type his vehicle is. I know Ichiban himself is a power character. I think his vehicle's also a power type as well. You know what actually surprises me about that? The fact that, well, we're getting Ichiban before we're getting the SpongeBob DLC. Because you would think after the way they handle it with Minecraft DLC, with having Miku, well, be available from launch, then it was a Minecraft DLC, paid DLC, then we had Joker, not too long ago, but now, and I thought it would go, paid DLC and then free DLC, but no, they've switched it around on us. And yeah, I don't know when about the Pac-Man DLC's expected to drop. I know it's sometime. Oh, I don't know if it's like in December or early next year. Well, that in that particular instance, it will be good. It'll be amazing when we get it. Now think about it, if they're gonna be releasing Ichiban this week, when would they be planning to actually announce the next lot of free characters? Cause I'm still thinking in my brain that they might announce the free characters in batches of threes. Cause they have the roadmap segmented into quarters. So that would kinda make sense. And they seemingly have a big update alongside each quarter, or beginning of each new quarter, or something like that. I'm just kind of speculating at this point. But, yeah. Well, when it comes, it comes. That, yeah. I can't remember what gadget we're potentially getting for this festival as well. I know it's not one of the character type kits we've been getting. But I don't know what the new gadget's called. Again, we'll have to see. I'll probably dabble a little bit into the Crossworlds, well, into the festival in Crossworlds a little bit on the Friday in my, like, in my own time a little bit. Because I sometimes do that. And then we'll probably just knock out as much of the past we can during the stream on Saturday. Well, to be fair, the actual decal and bat rewards aren't that hard to get. 1,000 points isn't the worst thing in the world. Especially because, well, the festivals are of a weekend. You have plenty of time to sink into it. And plus, I would say maybe 3 or so hours over the course of a weekend. Well, Friday and the weekend. You'll probably be able to knock that out without really thinking too much about it. But, hey ho. I do wish that for people who end up missing a particular festival, they announce a way to get those well, festival awards later down the line or something like that. Like a festival shop where you can spend tickets to get those missing festival awards and such. Yeah, it would add on to the ticket grind, but they could do with... That is my... honestly... only real general criticism with Sonic Racing Crossworlds is just that the ticket grind is a bit too much. It's a bit too grindy for the sort of game this is. Not everyone's gonna be able to sit down for like 2 days straight to grind out tickets and such. But we'll have to wait and see what they actually do about that. They've already been upping the ticket awards on festivals. I've definitely noticed that one. And I'd say it's about where the Joker Festival was in the open network test in terms of ticket awards. Or something similar. I can't remember what the ticket awards for that was. But, hey ho. To be honest, I would just want the ticket grind to be a bit easier, so that A, is a bit easier to platinum, because I do want to try and platinum Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and the horse icon decals, the horns, and the supersonic speed time trials are literally the last bits I need to do left for the platinum. Those supersonic speed time trials don't fuck about. Like, someone tells me it's not going to be easy getting the A ranks on all those. And as for the courses I am good at, in that case, I'll probably look into, like, what are people's optimal builds for time trials. Because, that might help. Because, well, your gadgets are probably one of your most important bits of Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I would say arguably as much as, if not more so, than your stats for your chosen combo. The context, my character vehicle combo is just Miku on a extreme gear. Go all in on boost. Oh, I wouldn't mind experimenting a bit with speed character and speed vehicle. And see if that helps on certain tracks and crossworlds. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling on about. I go from rambling on about Warframe to rambling on about Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Yeah, I guess I've definitely been in a bit of a rambly mood today. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with rambling on about games you're passionate about, or media and such you're passionate about. Well, my brain's deserted me, and it's been 3 hours. So, I might start wrapping up in a second. So, yeah. So, as always, thank you all for popping in and hanging out for a bit. Very much appreciate it when you'll pop in to say hi, and it does very much make my day. I hope you all stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will, I will see you Friday for part 3 of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I just gotta make sure I actually do a little bit of level grinding on that, and off-stream map completing of side stuff next couple of days, if I'm not completely dragged into Vampire Survivors again, because we all know what I'm like for that. Yeah, I will see you Friday. For Major Calamity. Alrighty. Good night, everybody. See you Friday. Good night.